Thank you for watching Discover the Joy, the Purdy podcast. I was able to stuff so much into this episode with Olympic swimmer Caeleb Dressel. He talked about his son getting ready to turn 1, big birthday party. He talked about his baby on the way. He talked about that serious mental health break that he had to take from swimming. He also broke some news, personal news, about fellow Olympic swimmer Ryan Murphy. And I broke some news to him. He didn't know the Jacksonville Jaguars hired a new head coach. So that was kind of cool. And we met his dog, Jane. I tell you, so much in here. So I hope you enjoy it. Be sure to like and subscribe to my podcast. And if you would like to help me keep these cool episodes coming, you can always support the podcast by going to joypurdy.com. Thanks. I am so excited. With me is Caeleb Dressel, Olympian. And I know everybody knows he's a swimmer in the Olympics, but let me tell you what an awesome athlete this person is. Specializes in freestyle, butterfly. Caeleb, you do individual medley events. You have 10 Olympic medals.
Yes, I think that's where we're at right now. Yeah.
And most of them are gold.
Most of them, yes. I got that dirty silver.
9 golds, which is incredible. But even more important, you grew up in Northeast Florida, which is huge for all of us who live here. You were born in Orange Park. You grew up in Green Cove Springs. You went to Clay High School. You have such deep roots to our area. What are some of your fondest memories of Orange Park and the surrounding area?
Oh, you know what's actually so funny? So this was 2 weekends ago. So this is two weeks ago. I went fishing with my dad on the St. John's. So it was during the chilly phase. We didn't catch anything because it was pretty much below freezing out there. But every place you just mentioned from the boat, I saw. So it was because we went right around Doctor's Inlet and near Shands Bridge. So yeah, I saw the Buckman off in the distance. Was under the Shands Bridge at one point, and then we launched at Knight's Landing in Green Cove. So yeah, I mean, I'm still making memories out there. It's still very much one of my hometowns where I grew up for sure. Where I grew up, I think I became a man in Gainesville. So I got to give an ode to Gainesville there. But yeah, man, I was grew up in Green Cove, which is super small town. Everybody knows, but if you're from the area, you know how it works. So I definitely fell in love with the community there. Clay High School was some of the best years of my life. Really got a sense of community there, and the support from the teachers. Kind of when my swim career started to take off. But really, not too many memories in Orange Park. I was born 28 years ago, so I don't remember the hospital too well. But yeah, I mean, going through Orange Park to get to practice at Bowles. Yeah, I was all over the place. It was 45-minute drive to get to practice at Bowles. So yeah, again, every place you just mentioned, I was pretty much going through every day to train.
So, and I do know that during the summers when you were super young, you actually swam at St. John's Country Day School,
Oh yeah, I went
which
to
is
I
in
went to
Orange Park. Whoop, whoop.
yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I went to school there for 2 years.
Oh, okay. What grades?
I was at St. John's fourth and fifth grade. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
so swimming there, going to school there. I mean, you actually swam against another Olympic swimmer, Ryan Murphy, who is from our area. He's from Ponte Vedra Beach. Do you remember those times?
Yeah, I like to say I swam with Murph rather than swam against. So he was yeah, I started with summer league. So in oh, what was it? Argyle, Chimney Lakes. Chimney Lakes. That's where my dad owned his which is, yeah, I guess it's in Argyle. That's where he owned his veterinary practice. So we would go, me and my 3 siblings, they signed us up for summer league lessons. So that's where I learned to swim, kind of about water safety, which was Chimney Lake Swim Team. I don't even know if that's still a thing. Man, I'll give you some research. You could get back to me and tell me if Chimney Lakes is still around. Um, but yeah, we got into summer league, and that's when I kind of started to hear about Ryan Murphy, and through River City and whatnot, River City Swim League. But yeah, I joined Bowles my freshman year of high school, so I swam club there. But and Murph went to school at Bowles, so we would have crossover. Usually on Saturday practices, the groups would join up because I didn't go to school there, so we didn't swim together. But during like the USA swimming season, we would be on the same team and relays together. So definitely one of my mentors and inspirations. And he had that year above me, so I could kind of follow in his footsteps. But yeah, I learned a lot from the guy, and it's crazy going from that as high schoolers to being on Olympic relays together. It's quite the career for both of us, and a really humbling moment to go from goofing around in high school summer league to being captain of the Olympic team and whatnot.
And what is it like standing there and just soaking in everything that you are seeing during the Olympics? This isn't your first rodeo. Paris was not your first Olympics, obviously, but I'm sure it feels amazing each time.
Yeah, I think each games for me, and this is probably the same for multiple Olympians, it holds something different. I think there's a kind of a common theme. No, sorry, a different theme for each game. Rio, I was a kid in a candy store, just bright-eyed walking around, and then Tokyo was kind of labeled as the guy, the veteran, and then Paris was kind of labeled as the comeback season. I think people kind of labeled it as that. So I'm not sure what the title for LA would be, but that's very much one of the goals. But yeah, it holds something new that you don't know what it's going to be till you get there. And it quite honestly, for myself, it takes me a couple months. Yeah, probably a couple months to fully digest the meat, and relive some of those memories. And once the actual swim stuff has died down, and you can chip away at some of those normal memories of playing video games with some of the guys on the team, playing cards, some of those funny moments when the hype of it and the times and the stress has died down. And for me, it usually takes a couple months. So it's funny, today I was actually kind of going through some of the memories that were kind of hidden in my brain, because it takes a while for the stress of the meet to fizzle out for myself, and then you can get to the actual fun memories of everything.
Yeah, I love that you were just talking about the recent time you spent back home with your dad. I mean, how important is it for you to get back home and to come back to your roots?
Yeah, I try to get back as often as I can. I actually went I went fishing. I mentioned going fishing with Pop, but I went fishing two weekends in a row. It was yeah, I've been trying to just make a point to see my parents a little bit more. I've been on break from Paris since Paris, so it's what, five months removed from Paris. Just wanting to see them more, and I'm spoiled because they live close, and they usually come up here to see my son, their grandson, who's the first one in the family. So he's pretty spoiled rotten, and everyone's obsessed with him. But yeah, I think just reviewing what I want the next couple years of my life to look like, and certainly wanting to prioritize family more. And that means, spending time with my wife and my son, and definitely more fishing trips with Pops out on the St. John's, and hopefully a couple times getting offshore. So yeah, it means everything. I got to go home for the Christmas parade in Green Cove as well, where I was the what do they call that fancy word?
Oh,
The
Grand Marshal.
yes, ma'am, the Grand Marshal. So yeah, that was really special. Just going home to my fellow, what do you call it? I guess Green Covians, whatever we
Yeah,
call ourselves.
that
um,
sounds good.
yeah, but really special, how well they've treated me just throughout my whole life there. I think Green Cove will always be somewhere special, and that whole area in general. I mean, I have a Jaguar hat in my closet. I try to rep my cities the best I can. I hope I make them proud the best. I try the best of my ability. So I hope they're proud of me, and I want to continue to do so. So I mean, Green Cove just means everything. It's where I grew up, and I feel normal there. I don't feel like a hot shot. I feel like people are proud of me there, but I don't think I get treated like a superstar, and I don't really want to. So it works out pretty well. I just want to go fishing and use the river. That's pretty much it.
You mentioned the Jaguars. We have a new coach. So
Have they named the new coach?
they did. Liam Cohen from Tampa Bay,
Okay.
the offensive
Oh,
coordinator.
whoa. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
I deleted the ESPN app off my phone once the college season was over. I keep up with college a little bit more, but I did hear that they're looking for a new head coach. So yeah, that fires me up. We were looking hot there the past couple of years, and then it died off a bit. So and Trevor, I trust. I'm ready.
And speaking of Trevor, it's almost like you got this baby rivalry thing going. Not rivalry, that's probably a bad word. But you do have congratulations in order. Your first child is about to turn 1 in February. Congratulations. you're getting ready to have a second child in
Yep.
June, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You got. Yeah. You're on it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So we have me and Megan have been planning his first birthday party. So we're having it at our house, and we were trying to think of themes, and I didn't want anything too boring. I wanted to do Pokemon themed and have everybody dress up, but Megan's like, no, we can wait till he's older. I said, all right, that's. I want to do Pokemon, but that's fair. So we settled on Oktoberfest. So his name's August. So it's Oktoberfest. So
Oh,
we're gonna. Yeah.
that
So
had to have been her idea.
my idea.
Oh, very nice.
That was I'm
Yes,
she's on
I
the
love
couch
how
right
you
now.
checked to make sure she's not there.
That was all my idea. So we're having a Oktoberfest in February. So we're really excited for that. We sent out the invites, and Megan's done all the planning. I just came up with the idea. So yeah, I saw Trevor had his baby recently, giant. She was like 10 pounds or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Congrats to them. That's a big girl, man. That's a
Well,
really
maybe
big girl.
I know you joked around during the Christmas tree lighting at the city of Jacksonville that maybe, everybody can their babies can hang out.
Yeah, because I think oh yeah, Bridget. So Murph's wife had her baby. When did they have their baby? Recently, right? Oh geez. That hasn't been announced. So
Oh,
maybe just maybe just when are you airing this? When is this
not
being aired?
until the 4th. So we got a little while.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll maybe edit that part out. I'll
Okay.
text Murph. I'll text Murph to double check. I mean, it should be fine.
Okay.
Well,
If
you know.
not, let me know
Yeah.
and we will make sure to cut that out because I don't want to
uh,
ruin anything. I don't want anybody knocking on my door
yeah.
because of something you did.
As soon as I said that, I was like, wait a second. I don't think he's posted that on Instagram. Yeah. She's happy and healthy. But yeah, maybe we can have a. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I forgot I did the Christmas tree lighting in Jacksonville. Yeah, I've actually had quite a few visits back. This is great timing on the interview. I've had quite a few visits back home. Yeah.
Let me talk about back to you. Um, you're back in the game. I know, obviously, because you were in Paris. And you took a little teeny tiny break, a mental health break, which is, so important for so many people, varying degrees. Why was that so important for you to take a break?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd call it teeny tiny. I mean, I was out for a solid 9 months.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I needed every day of that, every second, every bit of that break that I got, just to figure out what I wanted my career to look like moving forward. And definitely created some demons along the way, and getting to the root of those and how I can stay in the sport and be happy and healthy and do what I love to do. I guess a little bit oxymoronic, hating some parts of what I love to do. You would think it would all be, you say you love to do something, you'd think every part of it would be um, just great and purposeful, and you want to do and conquer every challenge that comes your way. But there's certainly parts of sport that I hate, parts that are not geared towards being very nice to me specifically, with what I have just at a innate level and what I have genetically. So
Is that
yeah, I
just
mean,
what is it about? And I'm the only reason I'm asking is because I know there are a lot of people that struggle with it just in their own worlds that are always looking for ways to rise above. And
yeah.
it's interesting to hear how you did and what you were struggling with.
Yeah, I'm a master at shoving. So I mean, just for one thing is I'm not particularly good at managing pressure. I'm good at handling it. I think that's a good way to put it. So I never particularly cracked under pressure or wasn't able to perform under pressure. I did every time, but I think it came at a cost. And eventually, over time, it broke me of just shoving it down, and the expectations of people, and more so myself. That's just not something that naturally I'm built to deal with. And all the spotlight on me, and then also really worrying about, I should say, really caring about what people think and valuing people's opinions that I shouldn't be valuing. So I think just a mix of all that over years and years and years of being in the spotlight with the Olympics and the medals, yeah, it took its toll on me, and then constantly not thinking my results were good enough. I think that was another very big contributing factor of just trying to keep up with the pace that I set for myself that was way too demanding. So I think after Tokyo is when it really came crash again. So I was good at not hearing any of that noise of all the things I just mentioned until finally got to let those guards down after Tokyo, and then they really came crashing down. So kind of taking the past couple years and trying to climb out of that and figure out how I work and operate, and making swimming fit into that mold instead of me fitting into swimming's mold. So yeah, it's definitely been a work in progress. It's been fun figuring out how I work and operate, and not being so obsessed with swimming. I love to do it, but trying to keep it at a healthy distance at the moment. So yeah, I've been getting in the water. I say that I've been getting in the water every day, not training at the moment. I still love the water. And I think just working on my relationship with it. So it's been a lot of swimming by myself in the pool, which has been lovely. And then I have a gym at my house. So doing just a little bit of lifting, a little bit of swimming, staying in shape, but not training, just really appreciating the water, which is something I've always loved. And I don't ever want to get to the point in the sport again, especially not when I'm about to retire, where I'm bitter about the sport, because it's given me so much. It's given me all the cities you just mentioned, people I've met along the way, got a wife out of it. All my best friends, pretty much every meaningful part of my life has come from swimming. So I cannot afford to have any bitter feelings about it. And there's certainly some that rose up after Tokyo, which is why I needed to take the break. I didn't think it certainly wasn't fair to myself, and it wasn't fair to the water for everything it's given me to have those feelings.
And I'm going to move on, just asking you, were there specific things that you did to get out of that, to rise out of that, that maybe other people can take from you?
Yeah, I think admitting I can't do it by myself, something I've for years prided myself on, of being macho man and being able to do it by myself or gut it out or tough it out. Yeah, it's always worked until it didn't. So yeah, I think getting to the point where I just said I can't do this by myself, and relying on others around me, and spilling every bit of myself that I could to other people, especially not especially only within my inner circle, but them doing more than I can ever imagine, from Megan to my therapist to my little sister to my parents to my best friends. Yeah, there's definitely some that jump out at me. Definitely the coaches. Yeah, I think just admitting I don't think I'm any less of a man for needing to go to the people in my life. I think that's why they're there. So I think that was the biggest thing, is stop trying to be macho man, because it wasn't working anymore.
Well, thanks for sharing that. I appreciate that a lot. And I think a lot of people will appreciate hearing that, knowing that, in their minds, your life is amazingly, spectacularly perfect. And, you struggle with real life issues and how you handled it. So back in, you're looking ahead to Los Angeles. And I think I heard you use the R word. Did you say retire?
Going back, my life is spectacularly amazing, but yeah, certainly not perfect. I wouldn't say my struggles are any different than anybody's. I just can swim fast. That doesn't make my problems any worse, or any worse than anybody else's out there. I think I'm having a human experience just like everybody else, but I can swim pretty quick. I think that's the only difference. Yeah, it's weird throwing the R word out there, but yeah, I would like to go to LA. It's been my dream to compete on American soil for a Worlds or an Olympics. So it almost makes it's too good of a story to turn down, to be able to compete in LA. So yeah, right now, I think figuring out what I want my training to look like moving forward, and how does swimming fit into my life and my family's life. As I mentioned earlier, no, instead of the other way around of trying to cram all this into the mold that swimming has to offer me, I think kind of keeping swimming at bay, but still wanting to be competitive and dominant, and still wanting to swim quick. It's just, I think it's going to look a little bit different at age 28, with baby number 2 on the way. So I want to respect that. But I also want to swim quick, and I get a lot of joy, a lot of love out of it. So yeah, I would love to share that with my fellow Americans in LA. That sounds, I mean, it's a movie. It's an absolute movie. So yeah, we'll get there. But this year, I think, is just figuring out what the next 4-year plan looks like.
And so folks understand, the Olympics, the Summer Olympics, haven't happened on U.S. soil since Atlanta in 1996. That was the year you were born. So, like,
Yeah,
this is a big deal, and your first child is going to be old enough to like get it,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
understand what in the world is happening around him, and being able to watch dad.
I know he's not gonna just go. I mean, honestly, both of them might be somewhat conscious by then. Megan hates when I say that, but I think it's hilarious. um, yeah, I'm hoping that they'll both take away memories from it, and that would be really special. Just to have my kids watch me and remember me in the stands. Because August was in Paris, but he's a dum dum. He's not gonna remember any of that. He was a couple months old. To like, it would be really special to have a big monumental moment in my life that will be embedded in my kids' memories, which is a crazy thing to say, but something like the Olympic Games where it's yeah, I mean, making the Olympic team, whatever, but just where the whole world comes together. Just even if I wasn't in the picture, I think them having memories from an Olympic Games would be very, very special. And then add in me competing at it. That again, we're back to this is just a movie.
And I know Megan is just as invested. You guys met in high school swimming, which is like the cutest story ever. So, but some other things, a couple of fun facts I just wanted to hit on that people, your fans, would love to know. You, according to NBC Olympics, grew up without cable TV because like your parents wanted you to spend more time outside than inside. Now everybody's dealing with kids and their, the tablets and the phones. Mine are 12 and 14, and all I get is, okay, mom, okay. So what was that?
Yeah, so we actually my dad bought it. I want to say we had it for like a couple weeks or like a couple months. I can't remember, but he was like, "This is silly." He's like, they're just watching TV. And I was watching. We just watched SpongeBob, Hannah Montana. I'm trying to think of what some of them were. And one day, me and Sheridan were we had a TV on the porch, so we're watching SpongeBob or something, and it cuts out, and we said, "Huh, like Dad, the cable's not working." He goes, "Huh, that's weird," knowing that he like canceled the subscription or whatever, and we just got up, started playing, and we did our own thing. So my dad was like, "Oh, well, that was a lot easier than I thought it would be." So till this day, we don't have cable. Yeah, so I don't have it in my house now because it's just the ultimate time waster. And now, don't get me wrong, I enjoy watching. Me and Megan usually watch Modern Family at night, or we find a couple episodes of a TV show. There's nothing wrong with that, but when we're sitting during sunny out in Florida and we're just watching TV on a porch, that's a problem. So yeah, ultimate time waster. And I'll watch a football game when the Gators play, or I'll turn on the Jags maybe every now and then. But yeah, didn't grow up with cable. We were definitely make your own fun outside. And I had 3 siblings, so there was plenty to do to get in trouble.
Oh my goodness. I love it that your dad didn't make a big deal about it. That he just did it and it was what it was.
Yeah,
And
it's his house. I complete and then till this day, it's like, well, I'm never gonna get cable. I don't. We don't need it. Yeah, there's plenty of other ways around it.
oh, that is so awesome. I wish I could do that now. I started it. I'm in it. I'm in it.
Yeah, we also there's another rule where he would not like any Christmas gifts or birthdays. He would not buy anything to do with a video game. So he's a little old school. It might sound mean to some people. It wasn't mean at all. But he would be more than willing to buy if I wanted a new basketball or a baseball glove or a trampoline, anything, maybe a new tent, sleeping bag, fishing pole, anything to do with outside, or a new piece for my drum set, anything to do with outside, or body, mind, soul. I think that was my dad's big thing. If it contributed to those, then he would be all for it. So I had a drum set, I had basketball hoop. So if it was outside, he was more than happy to invest. But video games, no, time waster. So he didn't. We had to use our allowance if we wanted to buy a new Wii game or Nintendo game, something like
Oh, that is so awesome. Yay, your dad.
that.
And also, one more thing I want to bring up. You're an animal lover. I read that during your senior year of college, you got a black lab named Jane and took her everywhere. I mean, like restaurants, grocery stores. You were that guy who's always bringing the dog around.
Oh my God! This one time, where is Jane?
Jane's still here?
Oh yeah, she's sleeping on the couch right
Oh,
now.
how old is Jane now?
Jane is 7. Jane, here, come here.
That's awesome.
She was just dead asleep snoring. I feel bad now.
Oh,
Oh,
dang. I am so sorry, Jane.
She's literally taking five. She's stretching right now. She's being dramatic. Come here. Come say hi.
I am betting 1,000. I am so sorry.
Yeah, this one time come here. Get up here. Come on. Get it. Where are you?
Oh my gosh. Oh, how beautiful.
Yeah,
Not impressed. She's not impressed.
You can go back to the couch. I woke her up from her slumber. Yeah, what I was gonna say is this one time when she was a puppy, I would take her everywhere when she was a puppy because I was living alone, and I mean, I didn't have a dog sitter, so I would just bring her everywhere with me. Or I wasn't living alone, but my roommates, I didn't trust my roommate. They're still all my best friends, so I don't care if they hear me say that. I didn't trust them with the puppy. But I brought her into a Five Guys one time, and some lady called the cops on me.
A pizza joint. You brought her to.
Yeah, I brought her in a
Wait,
Five.
no, that's a burger joint. I don't know why I said pizza.
Yeah.
And what happened?
I don't know. I mouthed off to her for a little bit, but she was like super rude, so I was kind of feeding into it. But she's extremely well trained. I mean, like I don't even use a leash. She stays glued to my left side. She's dummy trained, so she's quite the bird hunter. She's very impressive. But yeah, I took her in this Five Guys, and this lady called the cops on me. I was like, all right, lady. I don't know, man. If I get to the point where I'm just mad at kids walking around with puppies, then just take me out. So I hope she's doing better now. But yeah.
Well, I got two more questions for you. One, your children. Of course, we want them to experience everything in life. My kids were swimming and they kicking butt. They're over in Clay County and they are like, but they don't want to do it. And I'm like, pull my hair out. I'm like, oh, you guys are rocking. But so what happens if your child's not interested in swimming? Could care less.
Yeah, I could totally care less. That'll save me from the, 8-hour swim meet days and a lot of things. Yeah, I think I've learned a lot from my parents. I mean, they did some things, some things I don't agree with, some things wrong, but majority of what they did, definitely look up to and was inspiring. So another house rule from not just Pops this time, but Mom and Pops was you didn't have to be in swimming. You just had to be in a sport. So they never forced us to swim. So the amount of times I went from either playing flag football, soccer, I ran track for a little bit and did swimming. So I was pretty much those four that I balanced. But on the weekend, I was a weekend warrior. I had a baseball pitching machine in the backyard at one point. We had the basketball hoop, ultimate frisbee. We had a volleyball net. We had tetherball. We had the trampoline, wakeboarding, surfing, longboarding. I mean, I like sports. I'll put it that way. I like trying new sports. I like getting better at them. So yeah, we got to pick what we wanted to do. We just had to be in a sport, which I thought was a more than fair rule. And it didn't even seem like a rule, something we wanted to do anyway. So my older brother got into skateboarding, was a gym rat for a bit, but he was actually really good at skateboarding, still is. My older sister did gymnastics and swimming. Sheridan did gymnastics and swimming. Oh, Tyler also did basketball. Yeah, so it was never, hey, you have to swim. It was just pick a sport. So I think I'll probably adopt that same rule, but I would love for him to play baseball. Yeah, if the helmets maybe get a little better or they adopt some better rules for little league football, but I don't want my kid getting thumped. I don't want him thumping his peanut that early on. So I'd be all right with football, but I think it depends what position he plays. But yeah, baseball would be awesome. Going to little league games, that would be so much fun. Are you kidding me? But yeah, if he wants to swim, great. I'll be more than happy to, if he has questions. If he comes to me, I'll help him with technique. I'm never going to be one to tell him what to do. But yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is just find something you love to do and try to get better at it. My parents were very inviting for that meta right there. So yeah, find a sport, enjoy it, and try to get better at it. We didn't have to be good, just get better at it.
Is that the advice that you have for other kids who want to be like you? They want to go to the Olympics.
Yeah, I definitely as a kid did not think I would be, well, an Olympian, but certainly not winning gold medals or anything like that. I was just doing it because I enjoyed it, and it was Simple as that. So I want to say I was somewhat of a late bloomer. Obviously, I had some talent as a kid in soccer and track and swimming. So I had good genetics there. There's just some things you got to get lucky with. But yeah, I think probably around 14 is when I was like, all right, I think I'm pretty good at swimming. And then I think my senior year of high school, I was like, I think I might be able to go somewhere with this for sure. Can swim in college. And then probably around my sophomore, junior year of college, I said, okay, I think I can kind of climb the ranks of um, being a pretty good swimmer here, however, the best way to word that is. Yeah. And then once I turned pro around age 22 is when I I thought I could, win my main three events in Tokyo and go from there. So it's just baby steps along the way. I wasn't like I was 10 years old being like, "Ooh, I want to win, 10 medals or I want to win 100 free individually." It's just baby steps. And, I think acknowledging where you're at the time and place. And when I was a kid, it was just have fun with it. When I get bored, let's go do something else, or let's go wakeboarding or surfing, or go play pickup basketball games. Yeah, have fun with whatever is doing. I think it's super important. And I saw way too many teammates get completely fried because they overdid it as a kid. So I think if my parents didn't have that rule in place, if it was no, you're good at swimming, you need to stay in and swim, we would not be talking. We would not be on this interview right now because I don't think I would have a name in swimming. Yeah, I think it's healthy. You're too young. Your body's going to be good for years and years to come. So just have fun, see what else is out there.
I love it. That's the best advice. Thank you, Caeleb Dressel. Thanks for getting me in there. I know you got a busy schedule. Thank you. I appreciate talking to you.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, August is already down for bed, so you're good. He went down quick tonight, so I'm off the hook until I'll probably go to bed soon, to be honest. But I'm off the hook tonight.
So much fun talking to him. It was like talking to an old college buddy that you haven't seen in a really long time. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my video and support the podcast. Keep these cool episodes coming by going to joypurdy.com. That's where you can hit the donate button and you can sign up for my newsletter. See you next time.